What's going on, guys? Welcome along to another video. I'm Matt over at DSR, and today is a little bit different. I have previously done a review on that Ducati streetfighter V4S for 23. Zoe has done a review on this, the streetfighter V2 for 23. When I was out with Zoe when she was doing this, I had a quick go, and it's got me thinking. I'm going to try and answer today: is the V2 a better UK street bike than the V4? Well, I'm not going to learn it standing around, so let's jump on it and check it out. Straight away, as soon as you jump on the V2, I'm 6'1", 115 kilos, you're welcome, Mark. I've got both feet flat on the floor. Street Fighter V4, I'm on tiptoes. So the pitch of the rear of the V4 is up more compared to the V2. So straight away the V2 is lower. I'm going to tell you right now, because Zoe done the review on the V2, I know none of the stats, I don't know any figures. I've literally just come to this as if I've walked up to the dealership, like the look of the bike, and I want to take it out. I don't really know much about it. I know how the V4 handled, so let's compare it to this. Oh. It's 21 degrees, and look at that cloud over there. It's ready to rain, it's muggy, and 21 degrees. I'm sweating out. If you've not checked out my V4 review yet, A, why not? B, top right hand side, there'll be the card there. Also, it'll be in the description box below if you do want to check it out after this video. I'm going to give you the quick rundown of what my thoughts on that Street Fighter V4 was. It's ridiculously powerful. It's so punchy, it just wants to go on every time you twist that throttle. It's super aggressive in a pure adrenaline fun-filled Sunday bike. Definitely not a bike you want to be doing any form of long distance on. Like I said, where the rear end was up and the front is down, there's a lot of pressure on your wrists on the front. I feel like I was tipping forward, like I'm back on a sports bike, even though it's a naked bike. The brakes were amazing, the power's there, it's super aggressive riding position. The pegs felt quite high, so my feet felt like they were right underneath me. And in typical Ducati fashion, the heat being produced from the engine exhaust area on my right leg was hot. Initial thoughts straight off the bat, off the V2, it's punchy, but not as punchy. Like the throttle response is definitely there. That pickup is immediate, but it's not launch you into the oblivion. I'm going to say it probably throughout this video, it's more usable for the road. And when I say the road, I mean the UK roads. Foreign roads, you could do different things over there, different speeds. But also thinking about the UK, we got pretty crap roads. Second gear, keeping it at around 30. The initial roll on is smooth from the throttle. When you do come off, you do feel a bit of engine brake, you do feel a slight dip in the body. I am in road mode for the minute. Pegs are still pretty high, but they're not super duper high. Like, I'm not lifting myself to try and get them onto the pegs. There is vibrations coming through the pegs already. The seat's not as high and the riding position isn't as aggressive. There is some weight on my wrist though, I'm not going to say there's none. Typical slow speed kind of chugginess from the engine. It wants to go, it wants to be let loose. Handling, it flicks really easily. This could be an absolute weapon on the track. Quick shifter, up and down. It's good. It's very, very good. Love it. Yes, give me rain. Another day that I'm in a mesh jacket, caught in the rain. Hopefully I can get through this cloud. Brakes on this are really good as well. Like I said, guys, check out Zoe's review. She has covered off everything this bike has. I love my job. Anyone hiring? Anything indoors really, just where I can stay dry. So looking through the modes, we do have road, sport and wet. I tell you what, let's put it in wet. So we are now in wet mode. The pickup on that is massively different compared to road. It's exactly what you want when it's like this. Give you a little wipey wipe. You can still build into that power nicely and that speed, but it's not ripping that rear wheel. But it's not spinning that rear wheel out. I'm gonna lie, when I took out the Streetfighter V4, it was like 30 odd degrees. And so now you're going to be looking at this going, oh, it's not a fair review. One was dry and one was wet. Yes, I know. Live in the UK. It's September. End of. What do you expect? Honestly, I need a job where I don't just talk to myself for 6 hours. I then go home and edit myself, listening to myself, talk to myself. The exhaust has got a really nice deep tone to it. Although I would say I'd change it, because I think getting the proper underslung one just cleans the underside of this up massively. I'd say I probably would, because the price of a Ducati exhaust are bloody expensive. Can we find dry roads anywhere? I'll tell you right now, if I had a choice between the V4 and the V2 on these wet roads, I'd be taking the V2. This throttle response and the power is just so much more usable, more manageable. Not shitting myself. Just shows you the confidence that these bikes give you, even in the wet. Quick shifter is super smooth, like I said earlier, but it really is. Up and down, just blip straight in. Roads are starting to dry up this way. Let's keep going. Honestly, just from the quick 5-10 minutes I had when Zoe took out this bike, I knew straight away that this V2 is so much better on the UK roads over the V4. Like, looking at the KTM Super Duke R, those type of naked bikes with the torque that they have are absolutely insane. Like, they're just balls to the walls, crazy bikes. And you can lose your license so easily on them. Don't even notice you're speeding half the time. Whereas this bike, you feel like you can use the power a little bit more. You can get that little bit more out of it without feeling like you're going to be breaking the world speed barrier. Listen to that. Whew. Roads are dry. Put it into sport. Now, I'm quite a big lad, like I said, at 6'1", but actually this bike feels like it fits me quite nicely. I don't feel like it's a smaller version of the big boy Streetfighter V4. Feels like it fits me quite nicely. I've got it in sport, but it's not crazy. Like, that's full throttle, 3rd gear roll on. Honestly, V4, you'll be doing wheelies, and not on purpose. You just rip that throttle and you'll be front end up. See, look at all the gravel. God, I hate the UK road sometimes. And if not gravel, big old stones. I've said it on other previous videos, sometimes smaller CC bikes you can have more fun on. You feel like you're actually getting the full usage of the bike rather than using 50-60% of these litre plus bikes. Now I get it, this is 950, I get it, but Honestly, the V2 to V4, two completely different beasts. Oh, yep, farmer's been out. Look at that. Good. Let me know in the comments box below. Which one would you pick? V2 or V4? Usable, fun, power. It's got to be the V2. If you want to swing your big one on the Sunday when you're out with the lads, you get the V4. You get the V4S. The SP if you can afford it. You ain't using a lot of what that's got to offer. Let's face it, A, most of us aren't that good, and B, we live in the UK. Well, half of us. I love the styling on this, that it just mimics the bigger brother V4, so it's not even like you get something that's completely different style. Like, if you want it to look good, honestly, if this is next to the V4 in red, you take off the stickers, you wouldn't easily be able to tell the difference. As I said at the start, without looking at any of the stats, any of the figures, any of the pricing, it's not about which one's got more numbers, which one costs more, which one costs less. Purely about which one feels better, more controllable, more manageable on the roads, which one can have more fun on, which one do I feel like I'm actually utilising the bike for. And as you can tell, I'm going to say it, for me the V2 wins over the V4. Just purely because it's manageable, it's easy to ride, it's nicer to ride on the roads. I'm not holding on for dear life, I'm not popping up wheelies. I'm like, there's certain type of riders out there, in the UK including, that will love that. And don't get me wrong, I've been there. When I had my MT10 days, I used to love it all the time, getting that front up. But now, a little bit older, a little bit more sensible. And I like to keep my licence. So for me, I'm going to put my money on, get the V2. Hey, spend the extra cash that you've just saved by getting this on a nice exhaust. Bish bash bosh. I've absolutely no doubt some people would tell me that I'm wrong in my decision, and that's fine. We're all allowed our opinions. Guys, thank you very much for watching this quick little comparison between the V2 and the V4 without really comparing too much. Me just chatting about the differences that I feel. If you've enjoyed it or found anything useful, give us a thumbs up. More importantly, subscribe to the channel. Plenty of videos coming out every week. Until the next one, ride safe.